Hello and welcome to another video. As usual, my name is Jeffrey and you're welcome to Inquisitive Universe. Now today I want to talk about a very important topic. It's very important too, like seriously, it's a very important topic. Why you should know the SoC on your smartphone. Because everything you're going to do on your smartphone is basically tied to your SoC. Now I'm going to bring out like 5 key reasons. Yeah, five key reasons. Now the first one is going to be performance, the second one is going to be gaming, the third one is going to be cameras, the fourth one is going to be battery life, and then the last one is going to be longevity. So these are like 5 key reasons why you should. It's very important that you should know the SoC that is on your smartphone. So 5 reasons why you should know the SoC on your smartphone. 5 reasons. First, performance. Performance generally relates to the ability of your smartphone in handling apps, the smoothness, basically how lovely your phone is to use, basically how good it is to use. Now, some people would buy phones and then everything stutters on the phone, everything lags, everything is slow. They've got a phone with a weak processor. SoC, same thing, yeah, mostly. Now, some people would buy phones and then they'd want to use Instagram on it, they want to use Snapchat on it, and then they want to like go live, and then you see the video starts to jerk. It's not very nice, not a very nice experience. But yes, people do these things and then they come out and they're like so frustrated and then they feel cheated. Yes, smartphone companies cheat people, but not if you do your research. They can never cheat you if you do your research. Now, one of the very first ways, one of the very first things, or one of the very simple ways to know how a phone will perform is if you have an idea of what SoC is inside. Now, many companies, yes, hide the SoCs on their smartphone or try to use misleading language, but majority also tell you the type of SoCs that are on their phone. Now, it depends on you mostly. Now, that's why it's very important that as you know the SoC on the phone, you should also know your needs. If I know that I am going to be playing games like eFootball, Fortnite, for example, Grid Autosport, for example, these are like AAA titles, I know that I should be getting nothing less than an upper mid-ranger. Right? If I know it's just going to be, Call of Duty, eFootball, PUBG Lite, SimCity, those games that are up there, B titles, but they don't really pull as much graphical power, then a lower mid-range SoC would be okay. You get, and then maybe some budget SoCs may also fall into that category. But the requirements to play games or to run apps, they're getting higher now. So you need to like set your sights up. Mostly, I tell most people if they want to play games now, if you know you're getting a phone for gaming, the list you should be looking at is a Snapdragon 680. I have a list of top 100 smartphone processors that you should go and check out. So yeah, if you notice now, I'm mixing performance and gaming together because they're basically the same thing, just that gaming is kind of like a sub-niche, a subcategory of itself. But performance basically, because I've seen people who've gone to buy, they bought phones with, Helio GT7, for example. They bought phones with Helio A25, for example. These are old processors, budget and entry level. And then they come out and say, man, I feel cheated. I think that there's a new Redmi phone, the Redmi A1 Plus with the Helio A22. Yeah, Helio A22. And then they come out and they say something like, I bought this phone, I did this, the phone cannot open do this one, cannot open Instagram. Did you do your research first? Did you check the SoC on that phone? Many people don't. You need to know the SoC on your phone so that you know how it performs performance-wise, how it will handle apps. And then the second part is gaming. Because I've seen people who went to like, it's Samsung. No, don't you know Samsung is? Samsung at top level, top drawer. And then they go and buy Samsung Galaxy A13 and then they cannot download eFootball. And then they come back and they're in shock, basically. It's why I stop people, don't buy brands. Follow the spec sheets. As the spec sheet, some people, yes, it lies, but if you know your way around, the spec sheet can never deceive you. Follow the spec sheet, you see the specs there. Exynos A50 is not optimized for gaming. You can't play football on that thing. And I've seen many people lament so bitterly, oh my god, I cannot believe Samsung did. I trusted them. No, Samsung sold what they sold. You bought it. That's on you. Per se, that's on you. If you want to play games, the list you should be looking at is Snapdragon 680, Snapdragon 680 and above. You get, normally if you can still find 680 in the market, 665, 660, Helio G70, G80, G85, good, quite alright. But you need to realize that as time passes, the graphical requirements of games are they are increasing now, and then gaming is going to, I don't know if you understand, like in 2013, 2014, I remember having like a very shitty low-end Android, you get, because I started with Android 4.42, that was like my first Android version. And you see, every Android phone, no matter how terrible it was, could play Subway Surf, could play Fruit Ninja, could play Candy Crush, could play all those detective games that we used to play. That driver sim, the taxi sim, and then the other ones, they could play all of them. Like there was no hierarchy, there was no gatekeeping. But now requirements are up. Smartphones are not just smartphones now; they are bona fide like little handheld gaming devices. And so therefore, the processor you have on board is going to determine how you're going to play. Now, I'm spending too much time on this one now. Let's move on to the next one. Cameras. Now, people always tell me like, Jeff, how does your phone, like, how does it produce pictures like this? If I didn't know well enough, I would think this was from a DSLR. Many people believe that camera performance on a smartphone is based on like the camera sensors at the back. If I tell people I have a 64 megapixel camera, they nod their head and say, it go good well. It's going to be good. It will take good pictures. That's only one half of the story. Yes, the sensor is important because it will determine the quality of light that that comes into your phone for you. But the image with the light is only one thing. It's just one thing. It's just one part of the equation. That image that comes into your camera has to be processed. It has to be processed. It has to be cleaned up, rearranged, painted, sweetened before it's going to become a digital image that you see on your display. Now what do you think is responsible for processing the light image that comes in from the cameras to the final product you see on your screen? It's the SoC, my friends. There's a part of the SoC called the ISP, the image signal processor, that works in tandem with an AI block called DSP. I think on Snapdragon SoC it's called the DSP. On MediaTek, on Exynos, and on Unisoc it's an APU. That's an APU, AI processing unit. So these two, the AI and the image signal processor, works together with the software on board. Yeah, the software is also important too, but basically it's the SoC that has the hardware to do the processing. Now the software comes in and tells the hardware what to do. The ISP and the AI block processes images and then voila, on your screen. You get? So it is very, very important to note that it is the quality of the SoC you have. Like the way a flagship would process images is going to be a lot more better than what a mid-range can do. And the way an upper mid-ranger would process images is 100 times better than what a lower mid-range would do. And then what a lower mid-range can do is totally out of the class of what like a budget and entry-level devices can do. They're not the same thing. I've seen people who have gone to buy like phones. I want to buy phones. Somebody came to me and said that, bro, I want to buy 30 megapixel stuff. I want to start doing YouTube on the low. And I'm like, 30 megapixel, okay, what's the processor? He 22, and I'm like, bro, how do I explain this to you? Your SoC is tied. The performance of your cameras or the pictures that you see is tied to your SoC, bro. So using that, the images you're going to bring out, they are going to be terrible. I'm sorry, I apologize. You get? So now battery life, and yes, again, lots of people believe that if you have a 5,000 megapixel battery, you're good, you're safe. It's not entirely true. Now there are a lot of reasons as to. Rather, it's a whole topic by itself, battery consumption on a smartphone, which I hope to cover someday if more people would watch this video. And yes, a sub to the channel would be, I'm channeling my inner Mr. Who's the Boss now. A sub to the channel would be very battery full. Okay, so many people believe that the battery capacity is what's important on a smartphone. That's only 1/4 of the story. The display, the software, the apps, your usage pattern, and of course the SoC. The SoC behind the display. The SoC is another component of your smartphone that uses up the most battery. Now, the SoC you have on board will determine your battery consumption. Believe it or not, you can fact check me anyhow. I don't come out here to just come out and say rubbish. I mostly do my research. I come and sit down here. The SoC on your phone will determine how long your battery will last. If you have a 7,000 milliampere battery, 10,000 milliampere battery on an SoC that drinks, that heats up like mad, and then drinks a lot of battery, oh dear, your battery is not going to be lasting anytime soon. So the SoC, you should be looking at that part. I think I have done a post called what is it called now? What did I call it? What did I call it? I'll put it on the screen. I've forgotten the title of the post. I know it has to do with thermal throttling. Yeah, I know it has to do with thermal throttling. Thermal throttling and thermal runaway. That's the title of the post I made, which I believe everybody should read. I'll put the links in the description as well. And then finally, longevity. How long your phone will last. I am shooting this video on an almost 3-year-old phone now, because I think the Redmi Note 9 Pro came out in 2020. So this is 2023. It's going to be 3 years soon, and it still runs almost as well as it did I first bought it. Yes, software support is also very important. But the SoC on board means that I am able to edit videos and manage my blog, and then manage YouTube, and then manage my Telegram, and then manage Facebook, all from this one device, guys, all from this single device. So the SoC you have on board determines how long your phone will last in terms of the tasks that it can do, because technology is always moving. And if you use a weak SoC, if you buy a phone with a weak SoC today, technology is going to leave it behind, right? So if you future-proof yourself by buying like a decent upper mid-ranger now, for example, or a lower mid-ranger, it's going to give you, some breathing room, to like hang around and then save, before you start cracking your head on where you're going to get money to buy the next one. No, not everybody's like that. Some people can get a new phone right now if they want, but all of us are not like that. All fingers are not equal. So yes, those are the 5 important reasons why you should know the SoC on your smartphone. So that's that. Tell me what you think. Have you ever done research on SoCs before you've bought a phone? Tell me, let me know in the comments. My name is Jeffrey, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.